Hi Ramboers, I'm Ray. So the aim of this video is to help you understand what phonics is, why it matters and how it supports early reading. This video is called What's in the F is Phonics. So if you've ever looked at a phonics flashcard and thought what's in the F is that, you're not alone. So this video is a friendly lesson in gaining some clarity and confidence in teaching phonics. Now, when I was training to become a teacher, I remember this feeling really overwhelming, and I sat in the lesson thinking, I don't know what the tutor is talking about. The vocabulary was completely going over my head. So I'm completely aware that that will probably be happening to a lot of people right now. So take your time with this. With every bundle that Rumbo provides, I've included vocabulary for each stage. Familiarise yourself with it. Print the vocabulary sheets off, put them on the wall somewhere where you can refer to repeatedly. It will, I promise you, it will eventually settle into place and it will click. It will click into place and you'll just think one day, oh, I get it now. And trust me, if you use this vocabulary with your learners from the beginning, they will be the ones reminding you. There's been moments in learning experiences and classes that I've been in and I thought, I can't remember what that is, a digraph, a trigraph in the beginning. And you know, you hold the resource up to the learners and they tell you. So be open and honest from the beginning. Use the correct terminology with children. They're amazing. They soak it all up and they take it all in and they will remember, they will remind you. So use the correct terminology with them from the beginning. So let's start with basics. Phonics is the method we use when teaching reading because we connect sounds called phonemes with the letter or group of letters which are called the graphemes. So for example, the grapheme here is the H that you see, the letter on the paper. The grapheme is what you see. The phoneme, so if you think of phonetics, I always think of a phone, you hear somebody on the phone. So the phoneme is the sound you hear when you read that grapheme. So when I look at it and I read it, I see an H, but when I say it, I hear the pure sound is Now, when you're first starting out with this, you might be on phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Every bundle includes a vocabulary sheet. So we've got here the phase 1 vocabulary, phoneme, the meaning, a single sound in speech. The grapheme, the written letter or letters that represent the sound. The pure sound is the clean version of a sound without any added vowel. So for example, this is S, not S. This is H, not H. And familiarise yourself with this. Like I say, pop it up, read it, teach it to your learners, and eventually you'll remember it. Phonics is one piece of the puzzle. So regular reading and rich exposure to that vocabulary is super important. When children hear stories and explore new words and are exposed to that vocabulary, they seek it out in real life, they see it, they can put it into context, it builds meaning, and meaning is what makes learning stick. So read aloud often, I'm sure you know this anyway, talk about new words and let them be curious, let them try using those new words. I know my favourite thing is listening to my newly 4-year-old experiment with words and language, and it's just so gorgeous and hilarious. Like she'll just say, oh, you know, mummy, that's, oh, what's that smell? It's, I don't know, they make up her own word. And I think, what's that word? And I think, no, you're good for you. You're confident enough to go for it. And that's how we learn. You try, you experiment, you make mistakes, but that's how we learn. Going back to phonics, what is phonics? Phonics is teaching the pure sound in order to build words, and we combine sounds together and we break sounds down in order to chunk and build words together. So for example, more terminology on here. We've got blending. So blending is when you push sounds together to read a word. So if you're completing phase 2 in your phonics, let me just find this. So I've just taught these sounds, S, A, I can then blend them together. I've got 3 sounds here, but when I blend them together, s, a, t, blending, s, a, t, s, a, t, sat. I always do a whoosh, sat, and this is all in the lesson plans as part of the phonics bundles. Sat, so I am blending blending each sound to make one word. Equally, when a child already knows some sounds but can't necessarily read a word, we segment. So we break up the word down into segments, into sections. So for example, sat, or they're struggling, they can't read it, they think, oh, I need to try my phonics with this. We use our sound buttons. We say, can't quite read that, it's a big word, don't understand it. Let's segment it, let's break it down. S, a, t, s, a, t, s, a, t, s, a, t. Then you blend again. S, a, t, sat, sat, sat. So the best part about this, every session in the Rumbo bundles follows the same structure. The only thing that changes each lesson and each week is the sound. So is the new phoneme, the sound, the phoneme that you're introducing. So the lessons are completely consistent, and it helps children feel safe, secure, confident, and they know what's coming next. So then they can take the lead and get excited about what's to come next. To help you feel more confident with the pronunciation of the phonemes, I have created further videos for each phase, demonstrating how to pronounce each phase's pure sound. So you can hear me clearly pronouncing each phoneme, and then you can learn how to say them correctly as well. Obviously it's helpful if you're new to phonics, or if you're supporting a child that's got learning English as an additional language. Each phonics bundle has its own lesson plan. And whilst the structure is the same each lesson, so you become familiar and it becomes second nature, there are options on how you apply the sound. So there's a choice of games, so you can mix it up, and it allows children to take the lead over their learning, and also keeps it fun, mixes it up, different activities for each section that you can jump in between and choose depending on your mood. So phonics is the method that we use to teach by reading, by connecting sounds. It's also how we help children to decode words. It builds fluency, and eventually it enables children to be able to read independently. It's one of the most effective ways to learn a new language as well, because it builds from the sound upwards. For example, and our phonics cards as well, so they have little examples on the back. So if we're learning, let's do this one. We've got on the back, it shows, so it's for flower, and then it has an example here for handwriting. From the flower's petals, flow down the stem, then sweep across for the leaves. So as you're learning how to write and applying the phonics, when you're learning how to do the letter, we say the little sentence up here as well. From the flower's petals, flow down the stem, then sweep across for the leaves, and they will become embedded eventually too. So if you're new to phonics, welcome. I know it can feel overwhelming at the beginning, but just keep watching the videos, become familiar, look at the vocabulary, print out everything in the bundles that you need, and keep going with it. Remember, with Rumbo, you're never doing it alone, so please reach out via Instagram or email if you need a helping hand, and I'll obviously always be more than happy to help you whenever I can. Happy learning!